I hate watching James Harden play basketball. I hate James Harden. I hate James Harden with my whole soul, bro. I've seen a lot of people get hated on, but the Clippers and Harden have received so much hate throughout the season. And what a way to silence it by beating the Golden State Warriors. And well, this game was absolutely insane. You had posters,
finds Jones, look out! Oh my!
Insane ball movement,
Powell. Almost everyone's fingerprints on the ball.
And you had Kawhi Leonard turning into a mid-range assassin.
Might feel like that right now. Leonard.
But the most important thing about that night was James Harden turning into an absolute monster, scoring 39 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists, and showing everyone that he still has a lot left in the tank.
Harden goes to work on Payton. Step away three. Yes!
The reason why this Clippers team is so dangerous is because of Harden's scoring. And more importantly, the floater game that he has. The reason why the floater is so dangerous, especially for James Harden, is that it looks like he's being locked up over here, but his whole goal is to get his defender on his hip. Once he has his defender on his hip, he will run directly in the paint, hit you with a bump, and that's just an easy floater. And well, this didn't happen once. This was a reoccurring pattern, because Harden gets Moody on his hip once again, hits him with a bump, and that gives him enough room to get inside that paint and hit the floater before he makes contact with Looney. This is just something that he likes to go to, especially during overtime. He went and hit a very crucial floater that was called a goaltend. But what if I told you that Harden's floaters also set up his playmaking? Over here, Harden is getting a screen from Zubac, and this screen causes Kevon Looney to make a very tough decision. Are you going to guard the James Harden floater, or are you going to guard Ivica Zubac? So Looney plays the floater instead, so Harden attracts the big man and throws a very nice pass, and this was all because of the floater threat. Everyone's worried about that. But the Warriors tried another strategy to stop James Harden. After he got a screen from Zubac, you can see that Curry is inside the paint now, waiting for that floater after the screen. And well, the downside of having Steph Curry in the paint is that there's going to be a wide open player in the corner. So Harden has all the IQ in the world to know that he shouldn't be taking that floater and instead kick it out to the wide open man in the corner for the bucket. So when you think about it, James Harden was right. He is the system, because after a great offensive sequence, a pass from Powell, a pass from Dunn, Harden is forced with a decision. How are you going to score when you get the ball in the three-point line? And well, he knows that Podziemski is closing out, so he's not going to have any balance whatsoever. So Harden knows that he could just run by Podziemski. And after he beats him, this is where the floater threat comes into play again. Jimmy Butler has to make a decision. Are you going to guard James Harden's floater, or are you going to stick to Zubac? So Jimmy makes a decision of playing high on James Harden to take the floater away. And well, Harden doesn't take the floater, instead throws a beautiful pass to Zubac, and that's an easy bucket. Do you see, guys, when you master the floater, you could be a very lethal player on the court, because everyone on this Clippers team benefited from that strategy, because Harden could just run inside the paint, defenders collapse on him, and he could just kick it out to a wide open Kawhi for the easy bucket. Kawhi's job has gotten so much more easy. All he has to do is grab the catch and shoots, because he's playing alongside a player like James Harden, who is an elite ball handler. But we'll get to Kawhi a little later, because the Clippers were also setting high screens to get Harden on mismatches, and once a mismatch happens, he will just run right by you, and you think he's gonna go for a floater again. That's why Draymond Green goes to help out Stephen Curry, leaving Zubac wide open so he could get a easy dunk. Basketball is a simple game for James Harden. He finds the mismatches, make you think he's gonna go for a floater just to set up his teammates. But there's more to this Clippers squad. There's a man by the name of Kawhi Leonard who is turning on playoff mode, and if you thought that film breakdown was impressive, wait till I show you what Kawhi Leonard did. Before we look at all that, let's be real. Moms do everything. Work, errands, late night phone calls, especially on speaker, and this Mother's Day she deserves a serious upgrade. And that's where Raycon's everyday earbuds come in. I've been using mine non-stop, and seriously man, I'm loving them. Whether I'm editing videos, working out, or just vibing, they're honestly the most comfortable earbuds I've ever worn. Great sound, they never fall out, and they last 32 hours on a single charge. Not only is this good for Mother's Day, but it's also good for me because I love the active noise cancellation, peace and quiet when I'm trying to study in an environment. It's pretty good. Also, it has quick charging. With 10 minutes of charging, you can get 90 minutes of battery life, which is insane. Plus, they come in awesome colors. They have forest green, but I really like the black color. The protective case also helps with wireless charging, so she could just drop it in the pad and go. All that for half the price of premium brands. That's a no-brainer. So go to buyraycon.com/Muvsy for 20% off site-wide. That's buyraycon.com/Muvsy, link in the description and pinned comment. Go get yourself some Raycons. So we know James Harden was playing amazing, but we also have to talk about Kawhi Leonard, because the way that he was passing the ball and scoring the ball was really smart, because Kawhi's the type of guy to do the complete opposite thing that you were thinking about. Because over here he's getting a screen, and while Draymond's first instinct is to fight over the screen, but Draymond was wrong. Instead, Kawhi doesn't take the screen, he goes right inside the paint for an insane dunk instead. The good thing about Kawhi is that he could do almost everything on the offensive end. You could set him off-ball screens to get him inside the mid-range area, and the good thing about Kawhi is that when he gets the ball in the mid-range, he's very aware of his surroundings, so he knows that Jimmy is trying to poke the ball, so he just hits Jimmy with a spin, leaving him lost. And well, once again, Kawhi does the complete opposite thing that you are expecting. He hits a fake pass to Zubac, giving him more than enough room to finish around the rim. Kawhi Leonard is truly a dominant player, but nobody really understands how dominant he is until the last week of the regular season, because in this last week, Kawhi Leonard has been putting up ridiculous numbers: 27.7 points per game, 7.7 rebounds per game, 4.7 assists per game, 2.3 steals on 85% from the free throw line. And while this ridiculous play by Kawhi Leonard this past week has caused the Clippers to literally win every single game near the end of the regular season, you can see the schedule, looks ridiculous. But let's be real, for the Clippers to win a championship, Kawhi Leonard would have to turn into a playmaker in some sense. And while against the Warriors, Kawhi turned into a playmaker when he had to. Because over here, he gets a screen from Norman Powell and he instantly gets double teamed. And well, look who's open, Bogdanovic, and that's when Kawhi backs up a little bit to get enough room to throw a perfect pass to Bogdan, and you guys already know, that's a bucket. It's also the simple things Kawhi does on the playmaking end that make him dangerous, because Kawhi knows that when he gets inside of the paint, a lot of defenders are going to collapse and double team him, causing perimeter shooters to be wide open, and he just has to make that extra pass. During the beginning of the season, there were a lot of doubters. There were a lot of people that said the Clippers wouldn't go far, and that they would be at the bottom of the West. And well, this is what James Harden had to say to that.
Preseason, you guys were selected to finish in the bottom of the West. Now you're the 5 seed. Why were you guys capable of doing so?
We're a good team. We're a good team. We're excited to show the world, but we're a good team.
This Clippers team is excited to show the world how good they actually are. If they have health on their side and Kawhi Leonard is on the floor, he's probably one of the best players in the entire playoffs. The Clippers are set to play the Denver Nuggets in the first round of the NBA playoffs, and let me know, how far will this series go? If you guys want to see me break down that series, make sure you hit that like and that subscribe so this video gets out to many more people. Thank you, legends, for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.